Hey everybody, welcome to Unboxing the Reptile Community. This is episode number 4, I believe, of the Atlantic Canada edition. And tonight I have Pete from For Pete Snakes. How are you, Pete?
Hello. Hey, Mike. Good to see you.
So tell us a little bit about For Pete Snakes.
Well, it's an educational project that I have under development right now. We haven't actually started anything yet. Where we're just planning on doing private educational events, introducing people to snakes and potentially other reptiles as well.
Nice. And you're based out of Nova Scotia?
I'm based in New Minas, Nova Scotia, in the beautiful Annapolis Valley.
The Valley, yeah. Sweet. So is that like pretty much a unique thing for Nova Scotia, or is anybody else doing this kind of?
There aren't many. Of course, there was Little Rays, Reptile Rescue, who did it, but of course they were forced to close down their Nova Scotia outlet. So they've sort of left a big hole in the market in terms of educational work with reptiles. So I'm hoping I can sort of fill a little bit of that gap, at least in the local area, in the valley here.
Okay, yeah, great. So is it going to be more like birthday parties or school events? Or
that's the immediate plan. Is we plan on doing private birthday parties, little events like that. I have connections to a very large homeschool network through my church that folks are already lining up, wanting to arrange homeschool educational sessions with their kids. So lots of opportunity there if we can just get things moving.
Yeah, that's
get
good.
out of lockdown.
So it's the lockdown's holding you back?
Well, it's the biggest thing right now here in Nova Scotia. We're under some tight restrictions right now. My wife and I have both been vaccinated, so we should be good. But hopefully that's going to change in the coming weeks. Right.
I know we had some announcements today about restrictions being eased off. Was there anything over there?
Well, I haven't checked today. I haven't actually. I don't check that information as closely as I should, mainly because I don't get out that much anyway. So I don't really worry about it too much. But the restrictions are the biggest thing. But with us both vaccinated, we're hoping to be able to do private events as early as next month.
Nice. Yeah. So that's awesome to hear. Like we definitely need stuff like that across the Maritimes. I don't think there's anybody doing it around on the island either. Yeah. I don't know about New Brunswick. Actually there is I can't remember. I can't think of his name there. There's a guy up in St. John area.
Yep.
I believe doing it.
Yes, he breeds boas. I know exactly who you're talking about. I forget his name.
I know. I see his name every day on social media, but I just can't think of it right now.
But yeah, that's sort of the thing we want to do right now. A lot of those other places do venues, so schools and arena reptile shows, that sort of thing, and venues require liability insurance.
Yeah.
Which is not something that private events require. Private events, all you need to use is a simple waiver that basically describes, hey, these are animals, they can bite and poop. and you agree not to sue me if they bite or poop you.
Eat the odd child and
just a little thing, just a simple little waiver works for private events, and so that should that to me seemed like a really good place to start. And if the demand is there, then we just start doing no problem getting liability insurance and starting to do more public events as well.
Yeah. So it's a lot less red tape for your end to get started.
Right, because venues, the building owners require some sort of insurance. Venues aren't going to accept liability for the people they're hosting.
Yeah, exactly.
But in the case of a private residence, they can certainly accept liability.
Yeah, it's the same thing when I was doing the expo on the island. I had to get the liability insurance, which was it was for a 1-day thing. It was fairly expensive, but
yeah.
but it is what it is, I guess. You got to protect yourself.
Exactly.
You always it all out and keeps you busy.
I'm sorry, I'm losing you, Mike.
I said hopefully it works out and it keeps you busy.
Oh, absolutely. The lineup of people already has me pretty optimistic that this is going to be at least something that might catch on. But I'll want to do this anyway. And if I'm doing it and making a good living at it, great. If I'm not, I'll still like to do it, make a little money here and there.
Right. So you mentioned that it was mostly snakes that you were going to showcase.
Yep. That's they're my drug. They're what I'm addicted to.
What type of snakes are you dealing with?
Right now I only have 3 species. I have a king snake, a boa, and 4-ball pythons. I only have 6 snakes, and that's the real crazy thing about this is I am not ready to do this yet. I don't have enough animals on me to give them the proper amount of time for de-stress rotation. Take them out so that when they have an outing, they have plenty of time to relax and mellow out from that experience. Although the 2 events that I've done, my ball pythons happily ate immediately afterwards. So it's like 2 days afterwards. So that's been great. I was worried how it was going to impact them. But
that's good then.
The cool thing is that I've already had people step up to volunteer, saying they're happy to loan out their animals for these events. That's crazy nice. And it's something that I thought to myself that that's something I wanted to do. And it sort of gets me why what you're doing is so important is here in the Maritimes, we do need more visibility and more solidarity and more cooperation, because let's face it, there's a lot of people out there who don't want us to have this hobby anymore. And we need to be able to sort of stand together in order to keep this hobby. And I've only been in it for 3 years, and the amount of cooperation I see online is great, but we need so much more of it. So I'm so thankful that you're doing these.
Oh, thanks. But I agree with you. We need more publicity and more exposure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it's crazy. You're like a rock star right now on social media. Like every time I turn it on,
I don't understand. I don't understand. Let me tell you, here, I'll fill some airtime with some origin story here. Just to be perfectly clear, the only reason that any of this is happening is because I told the internet, please don't kill any snakes. That's it. I posted, we had a couple warm days at the end of March there, and I'm outside and it's going, oh, wow, it's getting warm. Snake season's going to start. There's a couple places where I want to go field herping and see if I can't find some snakes. And I came back indoors and just sat down and wrote a little howdy doody PSA about all the harmless snakes in Nova Scotia. They're harmless, not going to hurt you. Don't kill my snakes. And I made a joke at the end of that, or made a pun at the end of it and said, for Pete's sakes, don't kill our snakes. And somebody in the comments said, don't you mean for Pete's snakes? And, which I thought was a terrible joke. And I wasn't going to make it that blatant, but everybody seemed to love it. So that's actually where the name came from, a Facebook comment. Nice. But all of that was just that stupid post got tens of thousands of shares, and the next thing I know, I'm getting media requests wanting to talk to me about this silly Facebook post.
I did catch that clip on the news there.
Well, yeah, that was the one I said yes to. I said no to like a couple others before that. The Weather Network contacted me, another magazine contacted me, and I at the time I said no, this is crazy. You can't be doing news reports on a Facebook post. This is ridiculous. This is not news. But then yes, CTV contacted me, and that was after I'd set up the For Pete Snakes Facebook page, because I figured I always wanted to do this educational stuff anyway. Why not get a start at laying the foundation while there's a little buzz, while my name's sort of out there a little bit. And so yeah, I set up the For Pete Snakes page, and CTV came across it and came across the post, and then they contacted me, and I was like, first blush, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this either. But then I started thinking, I'm trying to get this educational stuff going. I really don't want people to kill snakes. So yeah, I went ahead and did that, and that was a pretty big boost as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been
that's awesome. I mean, it's crazy, and I like seeing stuff like that. It's not all about the big guy who makes 200,000 or 300,000 a year selling whatever.
Yep.
It's the little guys matter too, and everybody starts somewhere, and
absolutely. And everybody in this
the support.
Yeah, everybody in this hobby has been so encouraging and supportive. I mean, you bought a T-shirt, which I don't understand why everybody's buying these T-shirts. I mean, I'm great. I'm so excited. I love these T-shirts because, and I have the markup almost turned off on all of them just so that I can get those pictures and say, hey, here's folks in the community who are behind this, because I think that says more about our community than anything else, basically.
It does, yeah. I try to pick up a T-shirt now and then from different people, and just support as much as I can.
Exactly,
and
I've been really lucky to connect with a lot of folks like yourself. And one of the reasons I think I have been so lucky is because I don't have a lot of money. I'm not a wealthy man. I can't be buying $1,000 snakes every other day or anything like that. But what I can do is promote the people who are making this hobby better. So I'll promote you. I'll promote Dinah from Dynamite Pythons or whatnot as much as I can, because everything that you guys do just makes the hobby better for me. And I want to go out there in people's homes and get them buying reptiles from you. So that's it's this huge ecosystem that we can all carve out a little niche in.
Yeah. I mean, if we're all in this together, I guess, and
exactly.
it's we got to help each other out, because if we don't, down the road, we're not going to have this. So
exactly.
It's going. They're crazy in the States with their rules and regulations, and it's they've kind of started around Canada as well. So it's just
if it's not ignorant legislators who don't know anything about reptiles, it's misguided activists who are driving it, who think that they're standing up for animals that are actually doing great.
Yeah. So anyways, hope for the best, and hopefully we have this hobby for decades to come. But it's one day at a time for now, I guess.
Yep.
What's so do you plan on breeding any snakes at all in the future?
Well,
you're gonna stay away from that stuff, or?
I'm thinking my wife desperately wants at least one ball python clutch. I could do without never seeing any more ball pythons in my house. I love the 4 I have. I love them very much, but I'm more interested in species diversity than getting into one particular species. Right now, I'm kind of hooked on the idea of breeding some colubrids someday. I really want to get into more colubrids. That's actually been a problem for me, because trying to find normal colubrids, like a normal corn snake, is getting really hard. And for my purposes, I actually want normals, because I want kids to be able to see, that's a corn snake. I saw that on TV. I saw that on documentary. I can identify that. I've played with that. And if I have a really cool morph, that's great, but they'll never identify that one in the wild.
Yeah, exactly.
But getting normals, because people wholesale them to pet stores or as feeders, it's getting to be a problem.
It seemed to, I mean, I was looking for corn snakes for a few months there, start of the year, January, and it was, while I was looking for adults, and it's impossible to find adults. I did buy a bunch of babies, and whatever, it'd be 3 years, I guess, before I can do anything with them. But
exactly. So if you're breeding corn snakes, I'm very happy to hear that. If you get any normals, hold them aside.
But it's going to be a while.
That's okay.
It'll be 3 years or so.
I plan on being here a while.
Although I did manage to find a male and a female that
Nice.
won't be breeding this year, but they'll be ready for next year. The
Nice.
female is still a little small for this year, so
Yeah.
but anyways, we'll see what happens.
But yeah, I'd love to breed my Florida King sometime if I had the opportunity. Hi, Patrick. But I would like to do some hobby breeding. Somewhere along the lines of where Dave Grandy is. Just producing hobby clutches that of snakes he really loves.
Yeah, that's that's what I was doing at one point, and well, now I'm kind of in between of I'm more than a hobby and not enough to survive. So
yeah.
But whatever. We'll see what happens in the next few years.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows?
So are you going to be? You talked about possibly getting some other reptiles. Are you looking at ones with legs or
reptiles with legs? Ugh, that's so creepy. Reptiles with that's like cheating. Myself, I'm not interested in keeping any legged reptiles. I'm really about the legless life. It's just one of those things about snakes that I love. Like things that they've taken the tetrapod body plan and reduced it to the bare bones of perfection, and I just love that. Everything that they dropped would be a handicap to any other animal, but they're good to go. They're the most successful predator on earth. But I do have, for example, Ben McNeil here in Kentville has offered his tortoises for me to take it to a few things, which would be fantastic because, I mean, who doesn't love a tortoise? But yeah, there's a number of people have already like I said earlier, a number of people have already offered. I've got Michelle Hurdle, Valhalla Exotics Creations in Kentville. She's offered snakes. Dinah of Dynamite Pythons has offered snakes. Ben McNeil offered his tortoises, and I'm sure he probably has something else he'd be happy to lend as well. And who else? Oh, David McKinnon of McKinnon's Serpents in Berwick has a wide array of reptiles. So he'd certainly lend me some of them. But as far as keeping them myself, I'm going to stick pretty much to snakes. Maybe a legless lizard at some point, but snakes are just so easy. It's just a rodent. There you go. You're done. I don't have to worry about supplements and a lot of day-night cycles or anything like that.
Yeah, it is easier. That's for sure. Hey, Jordan.
Hi, Jordan.
So what got you into snakes? Have you always, like, as a child, or?
Yeah, I've always loved snakes. I've loved them since I was a kid. I grew up in Smith Falls, Ontario, catching garters constantly every single day. My mother didn't like snakes because she kept finding them in the pockets of my jeans when she did laundry. But so that kind of put her off snakes. So I never got the opportunity to have one as a pet for forever. Then just either I was living with somebody who wasn't into it or just didn't have time or the money or whatnot. Then about 3-4 years ago, after I got married to my wife, Marcia, I probably asked her every year, "Hey, have you thought about a snake lately?" and about 3 or 4 years ago, she finally said, "Fine," and managed to find a ball python being rehomed in Kijiji. Somebody was thinning out their collection, so I picked up a ball python, and it went from there. My wife. It was funny because the first few days that we had, Wilson was his name. Wilson the ball. Ha ha ha. She was looking at Wilson. She said, "You know what? I might decide to touch him one day, but you're going to have to let me come to that decision on my own." And then about a week later, I had to wrestle my snake away from her. She couldn't give it up, so she turned into a full-blown snake lover.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
So yeah, so what's your favorite snake?
My favorite snake.
Got a list?
I don't have a list. My favorite venomous species is the gaboon viper. That one I can say for sure. My dream snake, if I were going to have any kind of snake on the earth that I could just have, it would probably be an indigo.
Okay.
Just a really big colibrid like that. An indigo or a cribbo or something giant like that.
Yeah. Have you had the opportunity to visualize or to handle something that's, you know, like outside of Canada that's venomous or
Oh no. I've never had the opportunity to handle any venomous snakes. No, and I do have friends who have them. Generic Reptiles, Jen and Eric Vogel have them down in Ohio, and I'm sure they'd welcome a visit. But and I would be hard pressed not to touch a gaboon viper, but I'd want it tubed first.
Just to be safe. Eh?
Yeah, I'm plenty wary of venomous snakes. I love them, but I'm not crazy.
Yeah. Right on. So you mentioned that COVID has affected your stuff. Your start off, and you're saying that you foresee maybe next month starting off. Just to kind of recap for the few people that joined us here.
Yeah, just next month. Hopefully, there'll be the vaccine will be out there a little bit more next month, and I know there's certainly some homeschool families who'd be more than happy to have me over, especially considering I'm vaccinated too. So, so we'll be looking at doing some private stuff hopefully next month.
Awesome. Do you have any snakes available to show us tonight?
Sure. I put some in some tubs here just in case. I'll show you my superstar first. This is Sandy, the Florida king snake. He's a hypo Florida king, and he's probably he's no question he's my favorite snake to handle because he is lots and lots of fun. But so yeah, he's got pretty cool coloring. So he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But this is the couple of educational events that I have done. This is the guy who was the hit of the party every time because he's just like a little puppy dog. He's so eager to explore everything, and he never tries to get away or escape or anything. He's just happy to explore whatever space he's in. So he's been great. He's been awesome.
It's got some nice markings.
Yeah. It's really muted, but yeah. But he used to be brighter orange when he was a baby, but now he's
how old is he?
Nothing. I'm not sure exactly. I think he's about 5.
Okay.
But I adopted him from a neighbor actually who just was having a hard time keeping up with him and being able to handle him and take care of him and so forth. So I happily took on Sandy here and love him to death. Come here, bud. Yeah, let me go. Here you go. Here you go. Good boy. And I got this big guy. Just a normal ball python. This is Wilson. This was my first right here.
Oh yeah. This is a nice snake.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Fair size.
Yeah, about 2,000 grams. Yeah, this This is the first one, Wilson the Ball.
And he's a normal, you said?
Yeah, he's just a normal. Yeah, he's awesome. And I think he's actually still my favorite in general, just because I think your first always sticks with you.
Yeah.
And so, woo, careful, bite. And so he's my first one. There you go, bite. Go back in there. I'll show you my newest one. The newest one is little Alice here, who's a boa that I got from Justin Dagley.
Okay.
Through East Coast Exotics. So she's so those are the only species I have right now is ball pythons, the king snake, and little Alice the boa here. And Alice really isn't good for educational outings yet. I did take her to one. I did take her to one just as a display so they could see a baby snake, but it's not a snake this size. You can't really handle.
Yeah.
Can't let kids hold on to them and so forth. But
Yeah.
I know McKinnon Serpents has a couple adult boas that I'm sure they'd love to have out for events. But yeah, she's coming along really well. So that's all the snakes I have, Andy. Oh, careful, bud.
All the snakes.
It's all the snakes I have, Andy. Yeah.
Tracy has a comment here. I'm just reading. I think it's a great idea.
That's awesome, Tracy. Yeah, Little Rays was huge, and the fact that we lost Little Rays is a tragedy that I don't think we've grasped the full repercussions of yet.
No, that was a big hit to the reptile community in the Maritimes.
Yeah, that they really opened the doors to this hobby for a lot of people, and hopefully I'll be able to fill in a small little, just really pothole filling for the hole that they left. But obviously I can't do what they did, but I can hopefully get a few more eyes on our little friends here. What are you doing, House?
Yeah, hopefully they're able to keep their Ontario stuff going.
Yeah, and I hope they're able to come back at some point.
Yeah, that would be nice too. I haven't seen any updates in the last few weeks in Ontario, but
no.
I know they were struggling, and they did get some help, but I think they were back to struggling there the last I seen.
Hey, Mike, I have a question. Mike. Is there any chance you'll breed olive tree skinks this year?
I don't know. I bought 3 of them, which was supposed to be 2 females to a male, and unfortunately one passed away since.
Oh no.
And unfortunately I can't tell if they're males or females.
Oh no.
So I don't know what I have. Skinks are really hard to tell gender. Most skinks anyways. And I don't know. They're paired up. They're not fighting, so I'm assuming they're not males. And hope they might breed. I don't know.
Find out.
They're probably 2 females. So if I had to guess, that's what I have. Just because from the little bit of information that's out there online on them, there's they say that I believe it's the male has a little bit of yellow on their feet, and neither one of them has any yellow. So,
okay.
So I'm thinking I think I had 3 females, to be honest. So,
all right. But, well, that's too bad.
So, probably not this year.
Answer to your question, Patrick, likely not.
Fingers crossed, yes. But I won't keep them crossed too long because I don't think it's going to happen.
Yep.
But I am trying to find somebody somewhere in this world that breeds them that can tell me what I have, if they're male or female.
Yeah.
But it's one of them species that there's no information online, and they're often mixed up with the green tree skink, I think it is. So so you kind of have to look through the information and try to pick what you think is right. And
yeah, there's almost no visuals for snakes either, so there's no way to tell without probing.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's something that I have to learn to do. It's my next project before I start breeding snakes.
Actually, I was trying to hit Dinah up to see if she knew how she could teach me. I have a set of probes here, but I'm not going to use them unless I have a practice hand teaching me how to use them.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't found anybody around lately who actually knows how to properly probe snakes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm going to go talk to somebody here before I start breeding, but I have a little while yet. Actually, I have a pair of rosy boas that might breed this year. So,
oh, nice.
I tried pairing them a couple times. I don't think they locked yet, but I was told it was a little early for them. So,
well, I hope they do breed.
So, see what happens. Jordan says, "Come to Moncton, I'll help." All right, road trip.
Awesome.
Do we have to isolate when we get there?
For Jordan, nah, she can get sick.
I'll have to isolate when I get back, though.
Yeah. It's crazy, the rules.
That'd be a shame being stuck in the shop for 2 weeks. Actually, kind of sounds like good plan.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to Moncton.
Yes, I got to get up to visit at some point. I have to get up to visit Jordan and Dave Grandy because those guys are awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully we get an Expo this year, but I don't know. It's not really
there's
good, but
a lot of people who have been croaking for an Expo. I saw they posted some sort of notice at some point that something was coming. I know
from the what's it called? Canadian Expo or something? Yeah, I seen that too, and it's like, what's
exactly.
They've never been around the Maritimes, so it's like, what are they doing? Considering we were in complete lockdown at the time.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Kathleen at Melusine Exotics actually gave me that, showed me that, and I was like, wow, really? Just seemed incredible.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what they're planning there, but it would be nice, like I mentioned in one of my other lives, that if we had an expo in the hub, like in Moncton.
Yeah.
Halifax is great. It's been going on for years, and I always go, but it's Moncton to be central for Maritimes.
Yeah, you would think that it would be more accessible for everybody,
but and PEI I'm not sure if that's going to be a go or not, but maybe with the eased restrictions, they were talking today over here by September that it would be pretty much back to semi-normal or normal, I guess.
We can hope.
But I'm sure that'll change, next week.
Yeah, that's the thing, is we don't know from week to week what's happening, but as long as things keep moving forward the way that they're moving, I know certainly the people that I've been talking with in the homeschool networks are pretty much all ready to go right now. Which is still within the restrictions for most of them, for the number of people that are involved, and so hopefully we can get started soon.
In your case, you have probably like a lower number of people,
we're in a pretty good spot right up here in the valley. We don't have as tight restrictions on us as they do elsewhere, so we've been pretty well behaved when it comes to new cases and that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, that's good. So hopefully you can kick that off and get that rolling.
Yep.
So then you can become a bigger rock star.
Man, this is so crazy. You know, I have no idea. Like when you hit me up to do this, I turned to my wife and I said, just keeps getting crazier." All I said was, "Don't kill snakes."
Hey, whatever works, man.
Hey, I guess, yeah. I'll run with it. I mean, because I love it. I love kids and I love snakes, and getting to do work with them both is just amazing. It's just something I love to do. So
yeah, it's awesome. I'm sure it'll work out for you. So
yeah, hope so.
Like you said, there's definitely a void there since Little Ray and
just
Maritime. But it's just down there. Is that in the plans, or?
I'm sorry, you chopped out on me there.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I was saying, do you think you'll be traveling through other provinces for your exhibit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, is it something long term, or?
Well, that's the thing. It's what we want to find out. We want to see what happens if there's demand there, and thanks, Dave, who keeps referring to me as an ambassador, which, you know, I think that's a little too lofty a title. Sort of start small, scratch out, you know, a few extra bucks here and there. And then who knows where it goes. I mean, if people are into it, and then great, we can go just as far as everybody else wants to take this. I'm along for the ride as far as I'm concerned. I love talking about snakes. I can talk about them all day, and I can love working with kids. So if there's opportunities out there, I'll jump at them.
Yeah, that's good. That would be cool though if you get to travel around
that would be amazing.
Atlantic Canada, even.
That would be so amazing.
Which, you're not that far from New Brunswick.
No. I mean,
PEI for that matter. I mean, we can
well, cross Canada. Why not? Right now, we're just going to focus on the Annapolis Valley, and then, you know, there might be opportunities to spread it out. In fact, in my dream world, I see a whole network of people doing this all across the Maritimes, who are just basically doing it in these small little outlets, not necessarily for Pete Snake's franchisees or anything. Well, you can
franchise it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be that greedy, but I'd certainly love to help other people do it too. And if I can make it work in a way that actually works and makes a little money, then I'd love to pass that information and knowledge on to other people as well. And get it. The more people doing it, the better, as far as I'm concerned, because it just builds the hobby and makes the hobby bigger. It
does, yeah. That's 100%. So you didn't order your tour bus yet?
No. I'm in an old winter beater that my brother gave me.
That's how all rock stars started.
That's fine. That's where I'll start.
And then they got a tour bus down the road.
I can only hope.
Right on. Anyhow, I guess I got one more question for you before we wrap this up. Do you have people that you look up to for maybe some help, some guidance? Is there mentors or?
Yeah, there's been so many. I've been really, really lucky in this hobby. Because I somehow managed to connect to just the right people, and usually it was the people like in the maritime reptile groups and so forth. I sort of kept my eye out for people who were willing to tell you what you didn't necessarily want to hear.
Yeah,
and those are the kind of people that I want giving me advice, because they're going to tell me the truth.
Yeah,
and so. Dave Grandy obviously was a big one. He's been huge in giving me a hand with this stuff. Chris Ward at the Reptile Ward, he's out of Ontario there.
Yeah.
Between him and Jennifer Vogel of Generic Reptiles in Ohio, those two are my ball python Jedi masters, because ball pythons can be a pain in the butt. Those guys have been really great in helping me keep my balls on the level. Kathleen York of Melusine Exotics has been super helpful. Jordan of Havoc Exotics has been huge in giving me great advice. She helped me get through snake mites the first time.
Those are bad.
Yes, they are bad.
I haven't experienced that yet, but
my little baby boa came with mites, unknown to the seller at the time. But we managed to lick that. But those are the folks locally who've been huge and in helping me out. And there's just so many. I could list off a huge list of all the people on the Facebook networks and so forth who have given me advice. But those are some of the biggies. But if you're out there looking for advice and you're watching this, find the people who will tell you what you don't want to hear. That's the best advice I could give.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. If you want the truth.
Yeah, you want the truth, not just the feel good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here.
Awesome.
The Leafs are gonna be hitting the ice here shortly. I kind of want to go watch them sweep the Habs. So.
Well, I don't care. I'm a Pens fan. I don't care about the Leafs.
So you're already out then.
I'm already gone. I'm checked out.
Right on. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this live tonight.
No, appreciate it.
Much appreciated. I think what you're doing is awesome. It's great. I wish you the best of luck and hope you succeed. And I want to see your tour bus driving down the road.
I'm probably still too shy for that, but no. Thank you for this opportunity. It's really great. Like I said before, what you're doing here, I think, is incredibly important. I'm glad somebody's doing it. Just sort of getting the names of the people in the reptile community here out there and exposed to people. So, thank you so much for this whole series.
Oh, no problem. That's exactly what it is. It's to benefit everybody else and to get everybody's name out there. And I'm not getting a whole lot of viewers, but the viewers that are viewing, hopefully it's if some of these names stick in their head, and if they're looking for something down the road and they remember. Yeah. I seen it here. And
even if I want to Google dynamite pythons, your video comes up and I can get a little rundown on her. So, no, it's great.
Yeah. So I hopefully I can do a few more of them. I've been pretty busy lately. In the last couple of weeks, I haven't had a chance to do one, but figured I'd do one this week before everybody loses. Everybody forgets about it.
Yep.
I have to start again from scratch. Who's this Mike guy?
Well, thank you very much. It was very cool.
So So anyways, thanks a lot, and all the best, and we'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right. So thanks for watching, guys.